Hello. Thank you for taking your time today to learn a little bit about your insurance marketing and a new project that I have just launched. My name is David Leopold. Google knows me as Small Biz David. So if you Google Small Biz David or David F. Small Biz David Leopold, you will get all the pertinent information that you need to know about me. I have been an entrepreneur, small business owner for the last 45 plus years. And I have been blessed with a very wonderful career, if you will, that has allowed me to pursue different aspects of marketing and sales in almost a decade at a time. In the 70s, I was a publisher, and the two highlights of my small business career in the 70s was that I purchased a small publication, a monthly periodical, when I was 24 years old. And I paid $10,000 for that periodical, not really understanding as a 24-year-old what $10,000 in business meant, but I did it because my grandfather told me that's what I was going to do. In 1978, I started a publication from scratch, from zero. Had an idea, had a dream, and wanted to put together a business plan that would help me to realize my dream. I hired 15 people. It was a publication, a brand new conceptual publication for the county where I resided in northeastern Ohio. And I invested $10,000 of my own money. And I was also able to engage a bank who never knew who I was, what I was trying to do. In 24 hours, they made a commitment of $10,000 to the project. That was in 1978. Uh, the publication actually launched in 1979, and in the 11th month, we were a profitable operation. So that was a lot of fun back in the 70s. To the 80s, I shifted my interest, if you will, still marketing and sales, but shifted it to direct marketing, uh, direct mail. And direct mail was a wonderful small business opportunity in the 1980s. I was responsible for brokering or owning, if you will, uh, millions of pieces of direct mail in the 80s. Uh, my two largest clients back in the 80s were a convenience store chain that had 750 stores. They had never done direct mail before, so I took them into that venture. And also a large tire manufacturer in Akron, Ohio. They were in direct mail, but they were having some problems covering the market, the United States market, as they needed to do with their 50 retail stores. And I brought in a solution to them, and they jumped all over it. I remember maybe that's the only time in my life on a first meeting I left an office with a signed contract. To the 90s. The 90s, I really started to focus on teleservices and how important that was to the process of marketing and communicating with your customers. Uh, Very, very important part. And it was actually in the 90s when I first had a lot of direct contact with insurance companies. As a matter of fact, from 1994 until about 1999, almost 2000, um, 19 of the 52 largest insurance companies were clients of mine in one form, fashion, or another. I was dealing with the largest United States insurance company at that time, Prudential, and the 52 largest insurance company in the country at that time was a company called Globe Life Insurance. Actually, Torchmark Insurance Company was the corporate entity. And I actually learned a lot about direct mail. What I didn't know from the 80s, I learned in the 90s about direct mail and insurance marketing. It was also in the 90s, and I was looking through some things over the weekend. I actually created this infographic back in 1994, targeted to the insurance companies, the insurance industries, creating the touch points that an insurance company has with their customers and what they do and what they do and what they can do with talking to their customers at those particular touch points. Interesting enough, as I fast forward to today and why I'm actually talking to you today, the touch points with the customer have not changed at all. What has changed is how we communicate with our customers and how we communicate with prospects, folks who need and should be buying our insurance products. So it was fun for me to go back to this infographic from 1994 that I created to see where the world was, the marketing and sales world was back then, and to fast forward to where it is today. In 2000, I started to learn about the internet and how powerful the internet was as a tool to communicate with our customers and potentially get new customers, because we understood where they were, where they resided, what technical platforms they pursued as individuals. As a matter of fact, in early 2000, it might have been 2001, I was involved in setting up the first, or maybe the second, insurance sales online environment. And it was indeed for Globe Life. Three of us set up the program where Globe Life started to sell insurance on the internet. And it was certainly a breakthrough. There was another brokerage at that time who were actually the first ones to sell insurance online. And we were working with them and developing our product line also. Several months ago, I was having a discussion with a friend of mine, Ben Fisher. Ben is CEO of a company called Steady Demand, and we were brainstorming about things that are going on in the marketing and sales world, and what he was doing, what I was doing, what we potentially could do together. And that is why I am here today to address that issue. At about the same time that Ben and I started to define our business relationship, my friend David Amerlin published this book, The Social Media Mind. David is an internet friend of mine who I've known for about 3 years now. He is maybe the number one expert in the world on how the internet works in terms of marketing and sales. And David and I have had many, we've had at least a half a dozen live streaming events where he shared his expertise about what was going on in the world. And he's been a wonderful friend. But this is one of the most powerful books that I have ever read, and certainly the primary textbook, if you will, learning book of how social media is changing business, politics, and science, and helps create a new world order. So in talking with Ben, I said, Ben, what I would like to do in a product offering, a service offering with you, I would like to be the video content marketing piece of the solution. In the last almost 6 years, I have produced over 2,000 hours of live streaming. 1,000 of those hours were on a website that doesn't even exist anymore. The last 1,000 hours, and maybe it's more by now, I don't even keep track, have been on YouTube. And I have approaching, I don't know, I haven't even looked at that number for a long time, 800 or 900 YouTubes on entrepreneurship and small business. That's my area of expertise. So I'm the content marketing guy. Ben, for sure, is the social content optimization guy. His company, that's what they do. So we are working together to take to the insurance industry this model that we have created. It's a model that will work not only for your existing customers, but it will work for looking for and finding potential customers for your insurance products. At the bottom of this page, on the left-hand side, you will see a form. I'm looking at the form right now, where you will have the opportunity to have a 20-minute discussion, longer if needed. And it's an audit discussion with Ben and myself to discuss social media strategy and any questions that you might have, and our suggestions of how you might take what you have to the next level. So please look at that form at the bottom, fill it out, send it back to me. We will answer for you the following questions. Why do some social media marketing campaigns fail and not others? Why is social media so radically different from traditional marketing? I am really a traditional marketing person going back 45 years. And why I love working with Ben and talking with Ben is because he is a social media today kind of person. Question 3, how are social media success stories created? Not only will we figure that out, but we'll create a video for you. And you'll be able to multi-purpose that video, as I do with mine. It will go to YouTube potentially. It will go on your website or any other digital environment. You can send it out as an email to your existing customers. There's a whole host of ways to use video, and it's a must. You must understand how to use it and how to best use it for your own purposes. Number 4, how can social media help save costs in business? We're all interested in saving costs. Why is social media changing so many aspects of our world? It is because it does. And the final question we can discuss with you is, what does it take to develop a social media mind? Thank you for your time today. My name is David Leopold, Small Biz David, and I look forward to meeting with you, to sharing with you, to help you understand what it is that you are doing today and how can you take it to the very next level. I'll see you soon.